They always said Daniel was quiet. Not shy, not weak, just quiet. In meetings, he had ideas but kept them locked inside his head. At family gatherings, he listened more than he spoke. At work, he watched promotions pass by while louder voices took the spotlight. People assumed silence meant lack of confidence. The truth was harsher. Daniel had never learned how to express what he already knew. One evening, after another exhausting day at the office, Daniel overheard his manager praising a colleague. "He's not the smartest," the manager said, "but he communicates well. People follow him." That sentence hit Daniel harder than any insult ever had. People follow those who communicate well. That night, Daniel stood in front of his bathroom mirror and tried to speak. His voice felt unfamiliar, weak, untrained, and for the first time, he understood something crucial. Talent without communication is invisible. The next morning, Daniel made a decision that changed his life. He would master the art of communication, not to impress people, but to finally be understood. He started small. Instead of scrolling his phone during breakfast, he read out loud. His own voice filled the room, shaky at first, then steadier. He recorded himself speaking and cringed at every mistake, but he didn't stop. He watched great speakers, not for their words, but for their pauses, their tone, their confidence. At work, he challenged himself to speak once in every meeting, just one sentence. Sometimes his heart raced. Sometimes his hands trembled. But every time he spoke, fear lost a little power. One day, a coworker interrupted him mid-sentence. The old Daniel would have gone silent. This time, he didn't. "Let me finish," Daniel said calmly. The room went quiet. And something shifted. Weeks turned into months. Daniel learned that communication wasn't about speaking more, it was about speaking with clarity. Not louder, but with purpose. He learned to listen deeply, respond thoughtfully, and choose words that built bridges instead of walls. He discovered a powerful truth. Communication is not a gift, it's a skill, and skills can be trained. One afternoon, the company faced a serious problem. Deadlines were collapsing, tension was high, and everyone was talking, but no one was connecting. Daniel raised his hand. He stood up, took a breath, and spoke clearly. He didn't use fancy words. He didn't try to sound smart. He simply explained the problem, step by step, and offered a solution. When he finished, the room was silent. Then the manager said, "That actually makes sense." That was the moment. Not applause, not praise, respect. From that day on, people started coming to Daniel, not because he talked the most, but because when he spoke, it mattered. His relationships improved. His confidence grew. Opportunities followed. Daniel realized something profound.